because you don't know where the basement is sometimes, and you go to, and I try to blink down on purpose to, because if you blink down, right, if I blink down, it stops me from going forward. So sometimes I want to do that, but I don't realize the basement is under me, and I end up getting sent to the basement. So let's see, strategy with this would be, well, first of all, I'm going to go where they're making noise, because I know that they're on that generator. I'm guessing they failed skill checks. Okay. Sorry, just pause for a second. This is the other map I hate. Okay. So I'm going to go straight to this generator. Obviously, they're here. Why go anywhere else? But now they ran away, so were they doing that on purpose? Probably not. Probably just missing skill checks. There's one of them. Looks like a Hattie. No, there's not a Hattie. Who is that? It's an ace. I saw purple. Assumed it was Hattie. See how the blink went right through the window? Like, look. They can't stop that. There's nothing they can do about that. If you get your blinks down like that, it's basically unstoppable. There was nothing he could have done to avoid that. I'm just gonna kick this for fun, for points, whatever. Alright, so now that he's there, okay. One generator's done, so I'm gonna head in that direction to see if I can find any scratch marks, because they were here. Okay, never mind, I hear them. I don't even have to blink there, so I'm just gonna whack. Here she's gonna... Oh, there's another one. Whoa. Trapped herself in a corner. I'm not gonna lie, that blink was kind of lucky. I just went in that direction and she ended up trapped there. Let's just throw her on a hook. So this... How did the ace's health go halfway down? Spirit has kind of the same powers as like Nurse. I haven't messed with her that much, so I don't know how to work her. But it looks like a fun killer to play with. If I only knew how to use her. I guess you gotta rely on your ears a lot. See, look. I don't have to blink if he's just gonna run into me. There's a boon right there. I'll do a short blink. Just in case he was gonna double back. He didn't. Might as well throw him on a hook. Put the pressure on them. So right now with no perks and no add-ons, my only gen regression is literally... see, I didn't go through the wall. I was trying to go through that wall. My only gen regression, or my only, yeah, basically gen regression is to put the pressure on them by putting people on hooks. That's all I have. And she's just running around in circles, so I'll let her go, and then I'll just blink there. And give her a smack. And now she can go on the hook in his place. I'm fine with them just training. Yes. It does take time, and it's muscle memory. I'm gonna go put this boon out. And also the range add-ons. Well, the range add-ons, the distance and the speed. Well, the speed used to be different. Now it's kind of the same. They nerfed it. But the distance is different. But yes, it's like, let's say this pallet's here, and I want to like flip around and hit them right here. So it's definitely muscle memory. So I'm going to check this middle generator. Nothing. I'll check that generator. Nothing. And that's another thing, is you want to learn how to, and this is probably harder on console, I don't know, but you want to learn how to, like, as you're blinking, turn so you could see and then react really quickly. Like, I had just a second to anticipate which way she was going to run and use my second blink. And right now, see, I have 2 blinks, so I'll use one short. See it? Cut her off. And you're not always right. Like, sometimes you predict that I predicted she was going to go here, but she could have just as easily ran that way, this way, or ran that way backwards. I just kind of got lucky with the prediction. You don't want to predict too much because you can lose a lot of distance. But when you play against a lot of survivors, you kind of like I don't know, it's like you get this intuition where you think like, okay, I think they're gonna go that way. And I guess the more you play, I struggled with that a lot before, where I would try to predict which way they were going and I would over blink like way over and lose a lot of distance. So you have to kind of know when to short blink or long blink and really when to take a gamble in what direction. See, like right now I don't know where they are. They might have went in a locker. You could even go through a locker. See, she's in that locker. And I saw her from blinking through it. She's in here. Or he's in here. I literally saw them as I blinked through it. And I don't like the fact that they just let someone die on hook either. Yeah, the turning is tricky. You definitely want to, like, as you come through your blink, you want to, like, as you're over here, you want to be facing this way. Because otherwise, like, you want to be able to go like this and be right there. That's kind of tricky. And then you want to be able to get it to where you do it like I turn left and do it, or turn to the right and do it. And then you want to be able to, and I don't know why, I guess I just naturally learn both ways, but that way it's just reaction. And sometimes you flick to the left and sometimes you flick to the right. And then if you like, if you really want to be fancy, you just do like 360 blinks. Okay, so someone's on this generator. See, this wall is not going to let me blink through it because it's the edge of the map. So certain things you can't blink through. You didn't know that you could even do a 360 spin like that? They weren't there anymore. It would be funny if you actually hit them with it, though. Oh, alright. Here they are. I don't even care if they hit me with that. Look. Because you just... There's nothing they can do, really. So I'm going to go for her. Nope, I'm going to go for him. Yeah, and you just... I don't know. The flicks, for a long time, I messed up the flicks. Like, I'd end up, like... going to like flick my mouse and I would end up going like this, like, whoa, looking up at the sky and just so. And plus my mouse sensitivity is the highest possible, so it definitely takes time. And then I don't know, there's been times where I was like so frustrated, like I would try to flick and I would just go like this and totally hit nothing. But you really want to get this, like, technique down like that to be able to turn like that. But I don't want to be by the hook and let her just, like, die. This Dwight is just gonna, like, try to save himself. Or not Dwight. Is it Dwight? It is Dwight. He's right here, though. Oh, see? I don't like when they die on... She wasn't even death hook. But I guess she just died on purpose. She died way too fast. But see, he's injured too. Look, there's nothing he could do. But there you go, 4K with no perks and no add-ons at all. So it's just map awareness. And they all died on, most of them died on second hook. I didn't even get 3 hooks on anybody. Love that flick trick. I'm glad you showed me how to... it's just the same as when you just spin like this, except I just do it in the middle of a blink. It's not practical at all. Well, that one... You know, the 360 one is not practical at all. That's just kind of being silly. But the one about, like, turning properly on the pallets is definitely practical. It's really the way to deal with tight spots, because the hardest thing with Nurse... So this Dwight had no perks or anything either. The hardest thing with Nurse was, well, one of the hardest things with Nurse was probably when somebody's looping you over in like a tight area just around a small structure, because if you don't know how to blink like that, it can be like really frustrating. Like you try to blink and you blink too far, or you don't blink enough and you can't get through, like if they're just running in a circle around a car or something. So like a baby nurse would really struggle with that. But once you really have that technique down, it's like there's really no escaping it. Some good survivors can loop you for a long time. I don't know about long, but they can loop you for a while on maps like Leary's that have all walls and a lot of turns and a lot of line of sight blockers. So they could still loop you if they break line of sight. Yeah, not too long ago I was baby nurse, because like that's where you start off. And people will bully you and teabag you and click flashlights at you. Especially when you have like a really good squad, like a Swift that is really good. And they all like, they boon and then they heal each other, but then they body block and then they flashlight save. And they're kind of like bullyings. And it gets really frustrating. But you just gotta like, you have two options. Like you just either give up and say I can't do it, or you keep pushing forward and trying to find out how to deal with it. And over time, I don't know, I was just determined to get good at it. And sometimes it was really frustrating. I was like, how? Like how? But a lot of it is also game sense. It's like knowing that, okay, so these gens are here, so there's likely a survivor over there, or I saw scratch marks over there a few seconds ago, so the survivor has to be somewhere over here, or I checked that generator, you know, 20 seconds ago. It's just a lot of game sense. It's kind of like knowing where to go and where they might be. And like, remember when I said it, I saw scratches, but I didn't see anybody, and I was like, they might be in that locker, and then I blinked through the locker, and just for that little split second as I blinked through the locker, I saw like a figure of a survivor, just for a split second. It's almost like you can't even see it. So it's just little things like that. It's a lot of game sense. And knowing like, okay, this survivor is trying to take me far away, and they're trying to run me away so that the other one can do the generator or get the save, and you can't fall for that. You have to be like, you have to make them play your game, and you keep the pressure on them and always be offensive instead of being on the defense and falling for what they're trying to do, if that makes sense. I'm always trying to be offensive. Yeah, I'd like to get better with Huntress, but I'm not good with aiming the hatchets. Nurse is tough, but when you get it, it's really rewarding. Like, I almost feel bad for what I just did, like destroying them with, I had no perks, no add-ons. But I kind of want the survivors that click the flashlights and teabag.